Ocala.
All right, 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. I have a daughter-in-law who is a teacher in the public school system around here. And what grade does she teach from? Do you remember?
Sixth grade.
Sixth grade.
Yes.
I had a cousin who taught in the Bridgeport, Connecticut, and I think the difference between how the school situation that my daughter-in-law teaches at and my cousin taught at, he has since passed away, but I remember him telling me that it was a bad school district, the one he was in. I don't know for a fact, but he said the best way to handle that, this was his advice, if you're ever going to be a teacher, which I did not become a teacher, but I wasn't even out of school yet when he told me this, but he said the first day you got to be the toughest guy you can ever be. Mm-hmm. Because if you're the nice guy on the first day, they always know that you can be a nice guy. But if you're a tough guy, the first day they meet you, then they'll know that you can always go back to that, and so they don't want to mess with you. Of course, I don't know if that's true. Guess who does know, though? Our next two guests, they have some many, many years as teachers. Let me just tell you about each one at a time, then we'll go to the phone, and I must apologize for the phone problems they were both having. It caused us to have a little bit of a delay, but we'll try to get the information in as much as possible. Sue Northstein is on, and I may be saying her last name wrong. She's a retired award-winning science teacher of 30-plus years. She teaches in prisons and seminaries. She's the recipient of the Innovator of the Year Award for work with at-risk high school students. And she is a tackle box workshop instructor. We'll explain what that is in just a minute. Nancy Piercy is also on the phone. She is also a retired teacher of high school language arts and speech for 30-plus years, a licensed professional counselor specializing in therapy for children, adolescents, and school students. She's also a tackle box workshop instructor. And the book that the two ladies have written is called Teacher's Tackle Box, Inspiration, Motivation, and Solutions for Everyday Classroom Problems. I'm going to get a copy for my daughter-in-law. Mm-hmm. Maybe some shortcuts on how to perhaps do the job that we all underestimate the importance of, in my opinion. Good morning to Sue and to Nancy. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Where are you? Are you both in the same place?
No.
This is Nancy. I'm in St. Joseph, Missouri.
Okay. And Sue, where are you?
And I'm in Barnard, Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Small town,
Okay.
north of St. Joe.
And how's the weather in Missouri, okay? Snowy? What's going on?
It's very
cold.
Nice. Very nice. It's
Cold.
cold, but that's very pretty. Lots of sun.
All right. Well, thank you both for being on the air. You've got a lot of years of experience working as teachers, and it sounds like you both had challenges with the types of students that you've had to deal with. Am I right? Is that an accurate statement?
Yeah, it is. Sue and I both ran the at-risk program at our school. It was before they had one in our district. And we took all the freshmen who had failed all of their classes. Our school was about 1,500 kids, and caught them up in all their basic courses and tried to get them online.
Wow.
So,
what makes a good teacher a good teacher? How come some students are hard to teach, and then they'll be with another teacher and the teacher is successful? What's the difference?
Well, I think that the difference would be in the way the teacher and the student relate. Because if the student knows that the teacher really cares about them and knows that the teacher is on the same team with them, that they will respond very well to that teacher. And you can think back, Larry, to your own teachers, and you think back to your best teacher and your worst teacher, and you think about the way the characteristics of those teachers, and I think you'll find that the ones that stand out in your mind were very, very caring people. People you could connect with.
It's interesting. I know I was not a good social studies student, so I'm going to use this as an example because I remember a teacher. I even remember his name. Just keep in mind, I'm closing on 60, so this is to say I remember a teacher's name. His name was Mr. Lawrence, and well, maybe that's because that's my first name. I don't know. but anyway, I was not good at social studies. And then one year he had this assignment that we had to have this big project, and I decided because I had art skills that I would create these maps of of Europe pre-World War II and after World War II, how the war changed the boundaries. And he loved it so much that it made me feel better about going to that class, if that makes any sense. You know, it was just one of those things where I felt suddenly accepted in a place where I didn't feel like I belonged. So maybe that's what you're talking about. Is that right?
I think being accepted is the key. If people feel like, you know, it's a caring environment and they want to be there, then they're ready to learn. If they walk in that classroom and feel threatened or not comfortable or that they can't do the work, it's really hard to work with those students.
But see, in my case, I was the problem, not the teacher. Right? And the teacher was really good. I was the problem. I was just, you know, drifting. I was thinking about other things. I wasn't really paying attention. And so,
but if that teacher had really been on track, Larry, he would have reached out to you in some way before then. How far into the year was this?
Oh, I would guess halfway into the year.
Yeah, he should have gotten you earlier.
but the key to that is knowing your student well enough that you were an art student, and so taking an assignment and pointing it towards you where it would spark that interest. You know, that's the thing you have to do is get them interested so that it's relevant and something they enjoy doing.
Interesting. Huh?
I like the story about one of the stories that I really like in your book is that there was a student. He dropped out of school for 2 years, and then he came back and graduated instead of opting to get the GED. I really give him kudos for that, because so many times you always hear people give accolades to the people that get their GEDs. They tell them how wonderful they are and everything, but they always bypass the students that stay in school, work hard, and get their actual high school diploma.
Yes, and we had several kids that actually caught up from that program and walked with their group. And that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to walk. That was important to them.
So how does the parent know, and just using myself as the example, if I came home with a red mark on my report card, which means I failed, then how would they know whether to blame me or the teacher? Now, I can tell you in retrospect that it was me. But how would I know if that happened to me as a parent?
Well, I think that
Nancy has put 10 tips on the website. She'll tell you about them.
Okay.
I think that if it's perpetual, you know, sometimes a child is not going to pass a test because they don't understand the material or they didn't study or whatever. But if that's a pattern, I think that I would make arrangements to visit with the teacher and kind of see what's going on in that classroom to make sure that your child's not falling behind, or if they don't understand it, or you have to figure out the problem before you can work with your child.
Tough job you have, because if you have 30 students in a classroom, or if you're at the upper levels where you have 6 or 7 classes a day each with 30 students, I mean, that's a lot of kids to try to get inside their heads and try to know what angle you need to approach them at, right?
That's very true. And if you have, like when I worked with honors chemistry kids, it didn't take me too long because those kids were motivated to start with, most of them. And they were open, and I would do some little things and do some personality testing and some, different things to find out about them. And it was pretty easy. But if you have a class of lower level students that are having a harder time and they're maybe younger and not so open, it takes a little while to do that, but it pays off. If you do that and you really get to know your kids in your classroom, then when it's time to work, they'll work twice as hard for you. Otherwise, they're not going to work for you. But if you get them, they will work hard for you then, and they'll learn it. They will.
It's truly ingenious of you ladies to use fishing as a metaphor, because in every statement you make in the book, you always relay that into something from the fishing experience, and that makes it more visual for the people to understand.
Well, we tried to make it so that it was fun. The book is not a textbook. Tackle Box is something that almost anyone can read and get something out of it, because we have a lot of stories and examples and humor and cartoons and that sort of thing. But we wanted the material to come through easy to understand, but very valuable, to everyone.
Do you give advice for the teacher who suspects there's something going on at home that's causing the student to not do as well, and it could be abusive or it could just be something less sinister than that? But I mean, in all your years, I'm sure you've seen everything.
Absolutely, and more and more in classrooms, children are coming to school from dysfunctional homes and poverty and all kinds of things, and the classroom is so diverse. And you have to be on the lookout for children who are really, really struggling. And, you can see that in their writing and their drawing and their isolating. And I think that that if you already have that relationship with that child, that's the beginning. But you have to try to get the family involved, the counselor. I mean, you have to get really involved because they may be in really big trouble, and you have to help.
You also have a lot of different personalities from individual students that are addressed in the book, not just the emotional issues, but the physical issues as well for the teacher to be aware of.
That was Nancy's chapter, and she really worked on that, and giving the description of the child and the description of their behaviors, and then giving the strategies for how the teacher can work with that particular kind of child. And after she was all done and I read it, I said, I've worked 30 years and I never had this chapter, and I really wanted it.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's very, very good.
So even as experienced as you both are, you are actually even learning from each other.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
We continue to learn, and we continue to learn from each other, yes.
See, because I mentioned that I wanted to give it to my daughter-in-law, and I thought, well, maybe she'll be offended. Maybe she'll think that I'm saying this is going to teach her something you don't already know. Mm-hmm. But it sounds like she'll embrace it, I would hope, right? It's just for parents as well as teachers?
That book was written for teachers, but we've been, it is really good for parents because all parents are their child's first teacher.
That's true.
And so that very chapter that Robin was mentioning, what kind of kid did you have? Did you have a darter or a flounder? I mean, it's good for a parent to read that and to find out how maybe to work with their child, because they have to get the kid to do the chores and da-da-da-da-da-da. I mean, it's all teaching. So it's very useful for parents, very useful.
It's been given as gifts, like school districts will buy it to give to their teachers as a gift, and universities have bought it to give it as a gift to their student teachers, and the response has been really positive because it's easy to read, but lots of good stuff in there.
One of the things that comes up a lot, and to be honest with you, I don't know much about this thing called Common Core. I mean, I know it's been in the news lately, but one of the things that does come up a lot is maybe this is exclusive to Florida, but that we have the Florida Comprehensive Assessment Test, also known as FCAT, and the feeling I get from people who don't like it is that they don't like it because they feel like the teachers are being forced to teach to the test. In other words, here are the questions you're going to have your students answer, and we want you to teach that, as opposed to critical thinking type of teaching. Mm-hmm. What are your opinion on those kinds of tests and that little bit of a discussion that I just brought up?
I see the same thing happening in Missouri with all the tests, and then they would change them every couple of years, what we call it. But it did force a teaching to the test, and it did force a memory thing, like, you've got to know all about photosynthesis, say, and all the details. And so every teacher had to teach that. But actually, the core competencies are much higher thinking skills, what you're talking about, critical thinking, the higher thinking skills. They have to be able to take a topic, research a topic. They are the kinds of things we want our kids to know, because today there's too many facts out there. You can't possibly memorize them all. Yeah. And who can say which ones are most important? So that core competency, if they can get it throughout the United States, is stretching for those higher thinking skills and actually gives the teacher a little more freedom, because it doesn't tell them you have to know about photosynthesis. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that it will be a better situation if it is properly used.
Do teachers have to force themselves to learn multiple languages to be a good teacher in class, or should the students that are in their class expect to know English so they can learn?
I don't think
Take
a
that one,
teacher can do that. I mean, unless you come to the classroom prepared with other languages, you know, your plate is full on teaching, and so learning all the languages in your classroom would be an impossible task, I would think.
Our two guests, Sue, did I say your name correctly? Nothstein?
Notestein.
Nothstein. Okay, Sue Nothstein, Nancy Piercy are our two guests. The book that they've written is called Teachers Tackle Box. There is a third author listed on the book, Dr. Joyce Piverall. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And the book is Inspiration, Motivation, and Solutions for Everyday Classroom Problems. And the copy I have says free CD available. I don't have one in this particular one. Is that normally what you would get if you were buying one?
Actually, the information is downloadable now. On page 145, it shows you how to go to our website, and you can download all the information. Anything that's referenced in that book is access, so a teacher can just grab it and go. Anything that we talk about. Okay. And we started out with a CD, and then we went ahead and just posted it, so no more CDs.
And if you went to teacherstacklebox.com, could you order the book as well?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And is it necessary to have a successful classroom if the teacher delegates somebody to be the leader for the day?
One of the students you're talking about, Robin?
Because sometimes teachers have classrooms and then they'll pick a student each day to be the leader.
Yes,
is that good?
I think you have to have a good family feeling there for that to work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not going to work if the kids don't all feel like they're a team and that's one of the jobs they're going to do or get to do, and that it's important to be responsible.
Are some teachers more cut out for the younger students than other teachers?
Probably that's true. It's a different feel, but pretty exciting. I mean, we're both secondary teachers, but we've worked with lots of elementary teachers, mm-hmm. and that is an exciting place to be because so much is going on, and that's the time where you're really catching those kids and moving them in the direction for their academic success.
Right. You know, I became the type of person that once I learned how to read, I could teach myself, and I'm guessing I'm not alone in that, easier than I don't know. A teacher, once I was able to read well, the teacher would be there to answer the questions that I didn't quite get from reading. But the reading provided me much of what I learned once I learned how to read, which was, I guess that's not unusual. I guess that's the way we all are, huh?
Mm-hmm. You know,
did you have a hard time learning to read at the beginning? What age did they try to teach you?
Oh no, I was pretty good earlier, but I guess what I'm trying to get at is that a teacher in the younger years has this task of teaching you how to teach yourself, as well as teaching you things. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And then later on, it is interesting. You know, a real quick other story from me. I'm not just focused on me, but I had 2 years of Spanish. The second year, the Spanish teacher was really pretty. I did so well the second year. I can't. I was really good at it the second year. Yeah, it's just something I noticed.
Muy bien.
Muy bien. Yes. Yeah. Muy bien. Yeah. Teacher's Tackle Box. I have a copy. I'd like to give it away. I will buy one myself to give to my daughter-in-law, but I'd like to give this one away. And if you would like it, you'll have to call after we're off the air because actually one of our guests is on the normal call-in line. So call me after we're off the air, and I'll give it to you. I'll leave it for you here at the studio. Everybody else has to go buy it, including myself. And ladies, just remind us how to go buy it. I know you gave us a website earlier. Is it on Amazon?
It is on Amazon.
Yes, it is on Amazon.
Okay.
And it is at teacherstacklebox.com.
All right. A good way to get a good relationship going with the teacher of your children,
yeah.
Or if you are a teacher, perhaps give yourself some pointers. Obviously, these two ladies learn from each other.
Yeah.
So nobody's beyond being taught something from Sue and Nancy, as well as Dr. Piverall. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for being on the air today with us.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Really
We've enjoyed it.
And I, again, apologize for the phone issues we had at the beginning. We'll take a little break and be right back. Hi, Robin. You look tired.
I am. I've been running all over town.
Why? Why not drive?
I need to get the stupid document notarized.
Well, that's easy. You need personal service.
Duh, that's what I've been looking for.
You need to go see Mark at the Personal Service Center. He can notarize that for you, make copies, fax it wherever, or send it out in the mail. Heck, he can even scan it and email it for you.
Really? Where is he at?
2375 Northeast 25th Avenue, on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street. You can call him at 789-6683.
Personal Service Center. Thanks, Larry. You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
If you haven't been downtown lately, then you haven't been to the all-new Corkscrew, a new place to make wine and now beer. Come check out the handcrafted wine and beer, sit out on our new outdoor patio, and enjoy the live music every Friday and Saturday night. And with the holidays just around the corner, the Corkscrew has you covered with the perfect unique gift idea, a custom wine that you make yourself. The Corkscrew also has a one-of-a-kind location that's the perfect environment for parties. So stop by today and see what's new at the Corkscrew, 16 Southwest Broadway, downtown Ocala.
The 39 Steps. Mysterious comedy or comic mystery? The Hitchcock-inspired spy thriller spoof, The 39 Steps, is fearfully fun from November 7th through December 1st, live on stage at the Ocala Civic Theater. When a woman is found murdered in a London apartment, the innocent man goes on the run in search for a shadowy organization called The 39 Steps, with the police hot on his trail from English music halls to the Scottish Highlands, with train chases and plane crashes along the way. This fast-paced whodunit is a dizzy delight, playing at the Ocala Civic Theater, The 39 Steps.
On the next Voice of Ocala, amusement park expert Peter Tribuca drops by the show. He's going to talk about the amusement parks and how they can enter into your holiday plans. Plus, City Councilman John McLeod from the city of Ocala to bring us up to date on Project Home Run and all that's going on with the Ocala Yankees. Plus, its Buddy Sports page will have the latest on all the world of sports, getting you ready for Florida State. All that and more on the next Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're streaming live at WOCA.com, The Source.
Seth McBride here with Pasture Sports, inviting you to come down and check out our month-long Big Holiday Sale. You'll find huge discounts on our school spirit racks for local high schools, discounts on football equipment, baseball equipment, volleyball, and lots more. Check out our huge selection of Under Armour at huge discounted prices. Don't miss your chance to save this holiday season. Get the gear your kids want from Pasture Sports. Also, don't forget those customized items for this holiday season. Sale starts November 20th and ends December 20th. Pasture Sports, your local team dealer.
Cindy Nicholson and her staff at Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood would like to wish you and yours a prosperous and happy holiday season. Don't forget, Mark's Prime has the perfect gift, the Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood gift card just in time for the holiday season. Now, through December 24th, purchase $100 in any denomination of Mark's gift cards and receive a free $25 gift cards. Gift cards are available at Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood, or you can also find them online at marksprimesteakhouse.com.
Hey everybody, this is Kelly Hart, your new host of the Ocala Magazine radio show. Join me every Friday at 10 a.m. when we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life with in-depth interviews from and about your community. So don't miss Marion County's favorite city magazine, Ocala Magazine, every Friday at 10 a.m. right here on 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
All right, thank you, Kelly. And Kelly will be on just a little bit with Ocala Magazine Radio. Right now, Joe Martone is out there and about on this Black Friday, giving us a report on what's going on in the shopping world. Good morning, Joe. How's it going?
Good morning, people. How's everything today?
Pretty good. Where are you now?
I'm in Perfumania. Perfumania.
Okay.
In other words, if you like perfumes of all shapes and sizes, come on over here. They've got stuff going on. Buy one, get one for $9.99, and they've got all just about 99% of everything here is that way. So come in and check it all out. They've got big balls hanging from the ceiling, the Christmas balls, and the snowflakes. So stop by, say hi to them. What's the matter with you guys?
Nothing. I'm just glad you said hanging from the ceiling.
Well, it's going to be hanging from the floor. Be rolling on the floor.
Perfume Mania. Is that what it's called? Perfume Mania?
That's right. Now I'm looking into GameStop over here. GameStop, power to the players. They're looking at me like, who's this man talking to himself over here?
That's right.
Oh, you don't? Oh, nobody knows you're with the radio station?
No, well, they do when I walk up to them. They'll figure out that I'm from the radio station. Yeah. So we're talking live right now on the air.
So what are the hot items? What kind of hot items are leaving the stores? What are
I don't know. I'm looking at this right here. It says buy two get one free of pre-owned products here. 10% off pre-owned products on top of that.
And what's the name of that?
All these things here. This young lady's going to hand me something.
And what is that?
GameStop.
What is that? Oh, GameStop. Okay.
We're at GameStop. It says joy. You know how you say joy to the world? It says joy to the players over here.
Right. Okay.
Come on in. Hey, we're looking at the Xbox 360 for $130. I've got a PlayStation 4 for $400. PlayStation 3 starting new at $250. So come on in. Hey, this is one of the many shops here at the Paddock Mall.
Yeah.
That has all the things. It's kind of cool that we're attached to them all because we can talk all about what's happening and everything here. You know.
Right. And you've been at it. You've been at it all night long. I mean, you guys were here last night before the mall even opened up, and you're still going. Are you getting tired yet?
Okay. Getting? I am. I am. They say they am. But it's nice. Right now is a good time to come because last night people were wall to wall in here.
Right.
And right now you can see the walls.
It's easy. It's easy to get around now. Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Much easier to get around. Everybody's in a good mood. I'll try to check in with you in about a half hour.
All right, Joe.
And then we're revving up to get fun with Joe pretty soon. So I've got to head on back in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Joe. Thank you. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
All right, hang in there. Right now, here comes Ocala Magazine Radio with your host, Kelly Hart. It is a rebroadcast, by the way, today.
Ocala, baby, what makes you look so good? Ocala, baby, what makes you look so good? Why don't you love me like I know you could?
All right, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. It's Friday. When you hear that music, it must mean that Kelly Hart is somewhere in the premises, in the building, in the vicinity.
I'm here.
She's right here, right next to me. Kelly is the editor and writer for Ocala Magazine, one of the editors. I never understand how that whole business works. Anyway, this is Ocala Magazine Radio, and no guest today. What happened?
Well, I didn't run them off, if that's what you're wondering. We're doing a transition because the new issue, the November issue, has not yet come out.
Okay.
So we don't want to bring anybody in, reveal anything.
Oh, so this is the intermission between editions.
So this is an intermission. So we're moving from Best of the Best, which all the voting is over and all the votes have been tallied, and everyone will find out in December in that issue who won. So we're excited about that. And then in the next few days, we'll be releasing our new issue for November.
All right.
And you'll get to read about all of that, and we'll have our guest that month. So for now, it's kind of an intermission.
So it's interesting because in order to do the radio show and the magazine, you have to think way ahead for the magazine.
Yes.
And you have to be talking today for the radio show.
Right. I know. Luckily, I can do both things.
So you have to have foresight and current sight.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, with the magazine, you're always planning ahead. So right now, we're working on December, we're working on January, even a little bit into February.
Okay.
So we can't talk about things that are obviously going to change. And if they do, then we have to go in and make those changes and get everything updated.
So would I be disrupting your plan for today if I had a question for you?
No.
Okay. In the course of doing the show, you and John have brought in some really interesting topics.
Yes.
Have you had one that is the most fun? Because I've got one. I've got one show that you guys did that I thought was I don't know if it's my favorite, but it was one of my favorite topics.
Okay, what was it?
No.
Oh, you're asking me first?
Yeah, you answer first.
Okay.
Was there one you enjoyed doing?
Oh, gosh.
That really sticks out, like it was so fun.
Well, they're all pretty fun because everybody is different.
Right.
I meet, anytime someone comes in as a guest, the chances are I've already talked to them before, interviewed them, written about them. I liked whenever we had Brad Nemo from Habitat, that group that was there that day, the charitable organizations, probably just because those types of things are near and dear to my heart personally.
Right.
So it was probably that little segment
that day about?
Well, we were talking about frugal celebrities this morning, and the frugal celebrities are not just frugal because they're cheap, but they're frugal because they like to give their money away. So they're the philanthropy of somebody who can really give a lot, per person. We do as a Ocala.
Sure.
On average, I bet that story in the Bible about the lady who puts a penny and everybody's making fun of her.
Yes.
And then Jesus says, "Hold on a minute, she gave more than you."
Yeah.
If you look at the worth that that's my paraphrased version of the story. So I think that's the way it is in Ocala. I mean, a lot of people give more than somebody who could give more.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Well, and I think a lot of people hesitate to give because they think, what's my dollar going to do?
Right.
But what if 100 people said, what would my dollar do?
Right.
Now we're talking about $100, and that can do a lot for somebody and feed a lot of people and clothe a lot of people. So, don't ever be discouraged to be giving. So what was your favorite shop?
My favorite one was the one where you talked about the favorite resorts that you went to.
Well, that was fun for me because I actually got to go to some, amazing places. John got to
So are you surprised that somebody who didn't go, me,
Yeah.
loved it? Because it was it's an interesting observation if you realize how we live vicariously through other people sometimes.
Well, we do. I mean, that's the beauty of stories. Like, I went on vacation. Oh, tell me about it.
Right,
I've got a new boyfriend. Oh, tell me about it. We want to know all of these things about
I never
people.
asked that one. I never said, who cares?
I won't ever ask you about your new boyfriend.
Guy. Yeah, never asked that one, yeah.
No, I won't ever ask you about that.
I got a new friend.
But you want to
New
know
puppy.
things about people. Well, if you're generally a good, authentic person, you want to know about other people, and how can you do that except through storytelling? Which is why it's so amazing, all the guests we have in, because they all have such different stories about what they do and where they're from and the businesses that they run.
And there is a lot of truth to the fact. Here's the thing. One time I heard Judy Garland. Somebody was talking about Judy Garland, and they said, she's one of the most giving entertainers that we know of. And I thought, I wonder what they mean by that. Is she giving away her money? What is it? She's giving her talent or whatever. I think I understand this now, because that was when I was a kid. I think just because you're getting paid doesn't mean you're not giving something.
Sure.
And in fact, you can give more if you're paid.
Right.
And a good example is Disney World, not to pick on Disney, but it's a good example. Because you're paying, what, $100 now to get in there?
Easy.
But what are they giving you? A great day, right?
Right. Memories with your children.
The restaurant people you had in here.
Yes.
Right? You pay for your meal.
Yes, you do.
But they are actually giving you
sure.
a great time.
If they're a good business, they're giving you more than just what you order on the menu. I think you should leave feeling like you got great service, some great entertainment, the atmosphere was nice, everything was, but that's what separates people, when they give, there are people that will go in and they clock in and they do their job and then they clock out and they don't think about what they're doing in between. They just do what they have to do to get by.
So how far ahead are you planning the things for the magazine?
Well,
what month are you in right now in your head?
In my head, January.
January, okay.
Yes. Although, Best of the Best, of course, is something that we're actually in the middle of doing for the December issue. We're planning ahead for January, because the holidays are hard. Not just for us, they're hard to get in touch with people. So we have to do a lot of things ahead of time. Because to reach out and do an interview in the middle of December when people are on vacation, it makes it more difficult.
Right.
We don't want the quality of our magazine to slack off just because it's more difficult. So that means we just have to work a little harder and plan ahead to make sure that everything is consistently wonderful.
Here's another question for you.
Okay.
And please, I'm not kissing up to you. This is my observation. You're very smart.
Thank you.
And you're a very good writer.
Thank you.
And you are very good at the ad-libbing necessity of live interviews.
Thank you.
So when you are putting together an interview and it's a written interview, do you approach it differently than an oral interview like you do here?
Sure, yeah. And everybody is different. I had to make the transition from writing to now editorial, which is, first, like, for example, John would call me.
You mean for the magazine?
For the magazine.
Right.
John would call me as a writer and say, here's the story, here's the contacts, do your job. Get it written and get it back to me. Now I'm doing those things for people. So there's a little bit more preparation, a little bit different, direction that goes into those things. Right. But the preparation for some people, they want to meet, they want to sit down, they just want to tell you. You write, you sketch, you record it on your phone, you do what you have to do. There are people who want to really think thoroughly about their answers. Can you email me all the questions? Give me
don't you hate that one?
And so it's hard.
So we get that too.
It's really hard sometimes, but we have to do what is best for the person that we're interviewing, because when I put together something and that person reads it about themselves, I want them to think, oh my gosh, she got it. This is it.
That's right. Yeah.
And if that means through email, or if that means through sitting down and listening, whatever that means, you have to be really flexible. And in here, it's kind of the same thing. You call them and you let them know, we want you to be a guest on the show, and this is our topic. And sometimes they want to know ahead of time bullet points of what the questions will be, which is hard for me because sometimes there aren't. It's you go with the flow and you feed off of the answers.
You have something else
that they say.
Something else you might not have thought about.
But it's scary for people that don't want to be caught off guard on the show. They don't know what I'm going to ask, and so they want some. So usually there's a guideline, and I tell them I'm not going to ask you anything tricky or set you up or make you look
That's
silly
what
on
I
the
always
show.
tell them
So
too.
just trust me on this.
And especially the talk show reputation.
Right.
You know, you've got that, and not TV, but radio talk show, especially conservative radio TV, you have this reputation. You're going to be somehow trying to trick them into saying something. And then couple that with political guests.
Oh, yeah. Well, we live in a world where people like to take something that you say, and then they like to twist it around and add a few of their own little interjections, and then next thing you know, you've said that you hate Ocala. It's like, wait, the sentence started out as, I hate that I no longer live in Ocala.
Right.
And next thing you know, it's on the radio that Kelly she hates Ocala. So I can understand where people would be scared to come in, say things impromptu, and be recorded, and know that there's gadgets and things that could, I guess, technically change what they're saying. But that's not what WOCA does anyways, or Ocala Magazine. We want to give the best absolute projection of that person.
I like when somebody says to me, sometimes, Larry, you're awful. And then what I'll do is I'll edit it, and it'll sound like, Larry, you are awesome. I can actually change it to say that.
Well, I guess, in that case, sure. Why not? Yeah. If someone says that you're awful and you can change it to awesome, go for it.
As long as they say sometimes, then I have the some syllable in there. So.
Well, sometimes we're all awful. Let's be honest. Sometimes we're all awful.
So did you have a good, yesterday, did you have a good?
I did. It was
Halloween.
fantastic.
You celebrate Halloween. See, yesterday we did a little Halloween special in the morning. It's like a 15-minute thing. And afterwards, and I don't know if anybody took this the wrong way, but I apologized for anybody who doesn't, like their religion, they don't recognize it. Because I don't want to offend anybody, and I respect everybody's religion.
Right.
So.
Yes. We had a great day. We do celebrate holidays. We celebrate Halloween. It's not so much that we celebrate Halloween. I don't decorate my house with spooky creatures or, buy into the whole concept of all that kind of stuff. But Lily is 7, so she's not looking at it as it's any religious affiliated type holiday. She just knows there's costumes involved and there's candy. And those two things together.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine not.
Did you dress up? You dressed up. I saw you online. What were you?
I had a cute little witch's
Great
hat and a
Gatsby
little.
woman? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like a vintage witch type hat and the black dress, and although the clothes weren't mine, it wasn't anything I bought. It was just all black. So it's fun. It was fun.
Pretending to be something.
Yeah. Well, just.
Did you ever think about what we do as children? If I saw a home movie of you when you were little, playing on the carpet or whatever, what were you playing with? What were you doing?
Art. Mostly art.
Always drawing. Painting.
I wasn't much into dolls. I wasn't much into. I was a tomboy. My father owns a sawmill.
And I know what that means. So when I ask you what does that mean, I don't mean I don't know what it means. I say, what does that mean? I mean, what do you mean by that? What do you mean you were a tomboy? What were you doing?
Active, outside.
It's all girls.
Which
isn't it?
Well.
Some girls are girlier?
I think, times have changed now. It's you can do everything inside, girls or boys, video games, and you don't have to even have friends or much of an imagination anymore. And I had a huge imagination. I was an explorer, going out and finding, digging, and I was an archaeologist one day, and the next day, I'm a zookeeper, and I had all these pretend animals. But so I had quite an imagination, but I was an only child up until I was 6 or 7 when my sister was born. So there wasn't a lot of people to play with. It was just me, so I had quite an imagination. I think that's where art is such a great thing, because your imagination kind of comes to life.
And you are an artist. Look at what you brought in. You brought a block with WOCA on it. It's a very, very artistic.
Dan's only been asking me for that sign for weeks, so I finally remembered to bring it in.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So here's my theory. My theory is that if you saw the video of anybody at all when they were children, and you got them in their moment of playing, the thing that they wanted to play, the game, the art activity, whatever it was, then you can sort of see their future. And the word pretend means to pre-do. The word to make believe means to make yourself believe that's what you're doing.
Right.
Like you became an artist. And I haven't asked you this, but are you writing a book?
I'm not. It's on my bucket list.
It's on your bucket list.
It's on my bucket list. It's
because you see, you know why I asked you that?
Why?
Because you just told me when you were a child you were very imaginative. So you were always imagining things.
Something, yes. And I still am. I'm not much different now at 34 than I was
when
I was young.
You appeared in that movie that was distributed, that locally made movie.
Mr. White, yes.
But that's being an actress.
Right.
Is that less of what you want? Like you really want to be the one who creates the story? That was a good story. But do you want to be the one who creates the story?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was the first time I've ever acted. It was the first time that I memorized lines and did all of that stuff. And it was a lot of fun. But what I can tell you is there were days where I wasn't on the itinerary, but I wanted to go because I wanted to help. I wanted to see what went into
the movie making process.
Yes, the whole from start to finish. And Erica Summers, who did that movie, is so creative. She wrote the whole thing. She made the characters. She made the props. Everything behind the camera. I mean, everything. This woman is just unstoppable. So I wanted to watch every single thing that she did, and not because I want to go into script writing or movies or anything else, but when you're a creative person, it excites you to watch somebody else in their creative element. And when you would see Erica doing or behind there's so much energy, positive energy. So it's just like, you get so excited for someone else who's doing the thing they love to do.
You know what's exciting to me? That in this day and age, we can do things that once upon a time you really had to be part of a select few. Maybe you were lucky, maybe you knew somebody. And a good example of this is you can have a radio show on the internet. You don't have to have a job at a radio station, right? You can write a book and self-publish it. You don't have to have Simon & Schuster knocking on your door, right? You can make a movie now. You don't have to have, Paramount backing you or anything like that. It's so cool that you can do those things.
It is cool. I think sometimes it takes away from those who are truly gifted in their field. If someone is a truly gifted writer, and you don't just wake up one day and say, I want to write. There's a lot that goes into it. And it truly is a gift, just like anything else. Like being a fantastic mechanic or painter or hairstylist. You don't just wake up and say, I'm going to do it and go and do it. There's a lot of talent, thought that goes into those things. So when you have people that are now, internet sensations, everyone's an actress, everyone's I blog, so now I'm a writer.
Right.
You write.
Except the only exception I'll make to that is that those who are really good at it do seem to have more numbers.
Yeah, well, which makes sense.
Because it is a consumer-driven thing, no matter what it is, I mean, if you're out there, and we have this all the time on the show that Robin and I do, we'll have an author, and we'll look at the numbers, and we say, we kind of figured that they would be small, because you can kind of tell. And then the other ones are huge. We've had independent authors, people who've self-published, who had huge numbers, and you knew it was going to come. And all we can speculate is that they will get that call from Simon & Schuster.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, if it's really in the stars, or if you believe in God, you believe in fate, whatever it is that you believe into your destiny, if that's what you're meant to do, through time, things will happen to you that I believe will, like they say in the Bible, you're clay and you're shaped. And so over time, you will become the final product of what it is that you're meant to be. So the little things along the way help you learn and kind of shape you as that person. So I think that's what's fun about people who try lots of different things. Over time, they're just kind of
You have notes, and I haven't.
Shaping themselves.
No.
Do
you want to go the phone? You have a phone call?
Oh, I do have a phone call?
Yes,
sure, let's take a call.
Good morning, you're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Kelly and Larry. This is Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
Hi. Amazing, some of the things you talked about, and then I'm on hold for a while, and then some of the things that were just said, but you were talking earlier about words and change, and Kelly, you just mentioned, God and words that can really change your life. And Kelly had put something on her Facebook wow, months and months ago, and I started saying it, and those words were, "Thank you, Jesus, for everything." You know, we can say "Thank you, Jesus," but Kelly added the "for everything," and you know, I just had to share with Kelly. I don't even remember if I ever thanked her for those words, but my life has changed in so many ways by just saying throughout the day, "Thank you, Jesus, for everything," even in stress and turmoil and upset, to say that, and the impact of those words. And I just had to just call and thank you.
Well, thank you.
That's sweet. Yeah.
That is. It's well, and that's one of the beauties of social networking is people use it for business and to share pictures of their kids and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes what can touch someone's heart, you share it, not even knowing who's going to read it.
Right.
It can be like a domino effect. So thank you so much for calling and saying that.
Well, you're welcome. And, you know, it really shows also the power of words and you know, the power that words have. And sometimes just a phrase or a sentence that could really help someone, if it's for that moment, for that day, or for a lifetime. So thank you so much, and make and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was sweet.
Very nice.
Yeah, I would say you are a leader in the community, obviously, and making a big difference more than you realize.
Thanks.
Well, you
That's
are
nice.
You are a leader in this community.
Thank you.
And so embrace it and
that comes with some pressure. Even when you don't realize you're a leader and people tell you, that definitely comes with some pressure because you have to walk a very fine path. If people are looking up to you that you don't even realize it, you know, and you think, well, I better, you know, I want to be a great person and great role model because my daughter's watching me, but people watch other people, and so I think it's very important that you go out every day and you try to be as kind to people as you can and as honest.
So what kind of things have happened to you, Kelly, that have given you a tough skin, a thick skin? What?
Oh, gosh.
I mean, I have a list a mile long that has happened to me and Robin because we've been doing this, and you're kind of an easy target when you do this.
Sure.
And you slowly but surely get a tougher skin, a thicker skin. What has done that for you?
What I guess it kind of started. Some things started that I was exposed to, like I had never been exposed to before, because Clint, played in the NFL for so many years.
Oh, right.
So I pick up from Ocala and I go and I visit these bigger cities that were completely new to me, with a completely different environment and lifestyle. Everything was new to me. And I kind of took a beating for a little while. You know, I showed up at games as a player's wife in jersey and jeans and tennis shoes, thinking I'm going to, watch the game and tailgate. And then you see the other wives come in jeans and heels and bags and their makeup and hair done, and you're like, wow, didn't get the memo.
Competition?
Yeah, so it was always, she's too simple, she's small town, she doesn't fit in, she's not this, she's not that. And it can really hurt your feelings because you think, my gosh, I'm just here to support one person, not make friends or fit in, but human nature, you want.
Where did Clint grow up? Where did he grow up?
In Webster, Florida.
So, and that's what I thought. I thought almost all professional sports guys are from, maybe there's a few from major cities. But.
They're accepted because they're the players, but then the spotlight kind of shifts on all the people around them, and me being around him, it was always on me. So it was, things said, and then, you get under the spotlight as a couple and people talk about your relationship, and they have lots of nasty, bad, mean things to say, and you don't know what motivates those things. And over time, you really have to find an anchor. And if your anchor is in family or faith or whatever it might be, you have to find a way to realize that my mother has always said, hurt people hurt people. And it sounds so simple.
So you feel bad for them.
You have to realize,
you're being nasty, so
why are they being nasty?
I'll say a prayer for you. Obviously, you've got problems.
Why are they being nasty? Well, maybe it's because they're hurt, and so to hurt other people kind of takes the focus off whatever pain they're feeling. So, and then just in time, it seems like the more good things that you try to do in your community, not because you want to be a bigger person or you're trying to grow up, climb up this ladder or anything, you just genuinely are doing good things because you want to do good things in your community. And as you get older, you tend to love your community more, and so you think, wow, I really see things that could use some help, and you try to get out there and do it. And then inevitably there are people that just what do they call it? Crabs in a bucket is a saying I've always heard. That the crabs try to climb out, and the other crabs keep trying to bring you down. And so sometimes you feel that way, and eventually you have to come to a place where you just feel like you have to pray for other people or just ignore nonsense, because it can really get you off your path. And I think anything that's going to prevent me from doing the bigger, better good, then I have to just ignore, because I can't let other people keep you from doing your bigger purpose.
I felt Lauren's message when she said that your statement on Facebook, "Thank you, Jesus, for everything," had an effect on her. Because I think it's absolutely true that we thank God, we thank Jesus for everything. Including the things that we wish we didn't have to go through, because those things are the things that give you the tougher skin.
Sure. Well, a few weeks back, I went through a really, really hard time with one of the other radio stations, and then a few people that jumped on that bandwagon, and it just happened overnight. I don't really even know exactly all the details, although I know some, but I don't know all the details of how and why that happened. And at first it was hurtful and sad, and you think, wow, why are these things being said? Then you realize some good things can come out of it. People reach out to you that love and support you never knew about.
When you were heading in that direction, I was going to say something, don't even bother, because it's just a waste of time. When you're trying to point out an adult grown man who uses the word banging every third paragraph, okay? Don't even worry about it.
I know.
I was going to tell you that, but I thought, you know what? Maybe you're having fun with it.
No,
why not?
Really
it's like sparring a little bit.
Yeah, it really wasn't fun. You have to kind of keep a brave face, because you never want anyone to think they've gotten the better of you. But I'm human. I'm made out of skin like anybody else. And although I think I'm kind of a tough chick,
you're a tougher chick because of it.
I'm a tougher chick because of it. But things are still hurtful. And my family is not as tough as me. They've not been exposed to some things.
Good point.
So they're watching their daughter or sister or people someone that they love be hurt, and there's a trickle effect there for sure. And so I went through that, and through that some amazing things have happened, and I've gotten some support and love from people that I never even knew who I was. And so in fact, it was at that time that I posted that, I believe, because it was like, I have to thank God even for that. It was so hurtful, and we went through that for some reason as a family. I mean, my job, Ocala Magazine had to endure that, because they're like, whoa, wait a minute, what's happening? So, but it makes people dig a little deeper into who you really are, and it for some people, they paid a little bit more attention to the things that I do and thought, wow, I didn't even know she was doing this. Let me help. Let me get on board. So it was really a good thing, and we have to realize that everything happens for its reason. And I was like, what? I have to thank God for that. Some really great things came out of that. I don't want it to happen again. It's not an open door for anything hurtful, but you have to thank God for every single thing. And when you have that attitude, you recognize that something bad can really turn into something positive if the attitude is there.
Great show today.
Thanks.
It's just us talking. Did we touch anything on your list?
Well, what I brought was it was really something basic, and I'll touch on it really quickly. Our next issue is going to have some amazing features and stories, and one of the new things we're introducing into the magazine is a section called Second Helpings, because resale and thrifting is such a trend, and it's becoming one of the biggest professional business industries now, and billions of dollars are being spent at these resale and thrift stores. And we realize that more and more people, not just people that can't afford to buy new, but people that can afford whatever they want, that are choosing They're frugal, and they're choosing to buy things that are unique and vintage and once loved. And so we are dedicating an entire section to that. So we're going to be focusing on advertisers in that section that own these types of businesses and profiling these people.
Like the Restore?
Yes.
Habitat?
Yes, exactly like that. And so I want people to pay attention to that. And if you are one of these people like myself who loves thrifting, I love the thrill of digging and finding amazing things and knowing I only spent a couple bucks for it, or getting a compliment on a pair of $2 shoes or something, then you're really going to enjoy this section, and we hope that people pay real specific attention to what's going on there. So We're excited about our new issue. I can't wait till it comes out.
You guys always do a great job with the magazine.
Thanks. We certainly try. Excellence is definitely our goal.
And you and John have done a great job with this radio show. It's
Thank you.
Just a lot of fun, and I'm glad nobody came in today. It was fun talking to you.
Thanks. Well, don't get used to it because next week I'm sure we'll have a large
Don't
group.
get used to it.
We'll have a group next week for sure.
All right.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Kelly. All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
Why don't you love me like I know you could?
Hey, News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
Hi, Robin. You look tired.
I am. I've been running all over town.
Why? Why not drive?
I need to get this stupid document notarized.
Well, that's easy. You need personal service.
Duh. That's what I've been looking for.
You need to go see Mark at the Personal Service Center. He can notarize that for you, make copies, fax it wherever, or send it out in the mail. Heck, he can even scan it and email it for you.
Really? Where is he at?
2375 Northeast 25th Avenue, on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street. You can call him at 789-6683.
Personal Service Center. Thanks, Larry. You've got a garden, and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, less roofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Hi, I'm Yvette, and I'm here to tell you a few things about ABC Frederick's Appliance. They sell not only new, but used guaranteed appliances. When you call ABC Frederick's Appliance, they will provide service on what they sell and any appliances that you own. ABC Frederick's Appliance is located in Bellevue, right over the railroad tracks. Call 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. ABC Frederick's Appliance.
News Talk 1370, WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults, so use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000, 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370, WOCA.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
How good does it get?
Golf has long been considered to be sport's most prestigious game, and WOCA has your connection to everything in the golf world. Every first and third Thursday at 10 a.m., tune in for Let's Talk Golf with your host, PGA professional and teacher to the stars, Jim Beckett, and operations manager for the Links of Spruce Creek South, Darren Irwin, right here on The Source. Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new
Yep,
trunk.
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
Thinking about friends and loved ones? Now is the time to visit Gem Galleria Jewelers, your full-service jeweler, with a gemologist on site to serve your every need and answer all your jewelry questions. Gem Galleria Jewelers is where to start and finish that Christmas list. Whether you're looking for cultured pearls, watches, diamond jewelry, or precious stones, Gem Galleria Jewelers is the place. Stop by today, 8441 Southwest Highway 200, Suite 101, on top of the world, and Merry Christmas.
Don't ever miss a single edition of the Mike Huckabee Show. We're going to have a whole lot of fun talking the big issues of the day. We'll talk to the newsmakers and the issues that made them a newsmaker, as well as we'll bring you some entertainment, some fun. You never know what's going to happen on the Mike Huckabee Show. Don't miss it.
Join Mike Huckabee every weekday from noon to 3 exclusively on WOCA The Source.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Wear it, Florida. It'll be nice today. Sunshine mixing with some clouds. Just a spotty shower near the coast. High 69 to 75. Partly cloudy tonight. Low 50 to 65. Partly sunny tomorrow and Sunday with a spotty shower. High tomorrow 74 to 78. Sunday's high 75 to 80. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Steve Travis.
Isabella, bring a torch to the cradle run. It is Jesus, good folk of the village. Christ is born, and Mary's calling. Ah, ah, beautiful is the mother. Ah, ah, beautiful is her son.
All right, 20 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Black Friday. Lots of people here at the Paddock Mall shopping and getting the gifts that they'll be giving to somebody else in just a few weeks when the Christmas Day finally gets here. Right now, Doug Smith is outside the studios of WOCA here at the Paddock Mall, and he is giving out free hot chocolate, which is a gift from Jim George and American Cable Services. Doug's been out there since 8 o'clock, and they'll be there till noon. So if you're stopping by the Paddock Mall, be sure to say hi to Doug, get a cup of hot chocolate. It's really not that cold out right now. Earlier it was, and the hot chocolate was probably feeling pretty good, but it still tastes good. And you're going to go into the mall and shop around, so it should be a fun day for many people today. The day after Thanksgiving and the official kickoff, I guess you would say, of the Christmas season. The big Christmas parade in Ocala is not until December 14th this year.
Yeah, it's really late.
But we have lit up Ocala already, so if you get a chance, go downtown in the evening when the lights are on. There's probably something going on at any given time, at least in the evenings, and enjoy some hot chocolate, some coffee, or some beverage of your choice down there. So, Robin, you in the mood for shopping yet?
Oh, yeah, I most certainly am. I'm going to do that this evening. So I'm going to go this evening and do that, yeah. Have to get something for my daughter-in-law, and then I get to send off their package, so that'll be good.
Up in Jersey, yeah.
Yep, I got everything, but I just need one thing for her.
Yeah, and you had a big turnout yesterday at your Thanksgiving table?
Yeah, it was real nice. We only had 10 people there, and
only.
It was my family.
10 is good.
So it was nice, and then we took my mom to see the lights downtown, and then my daughter's nephew and my nephew ice skated last night.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, so it was very enjoyable watching them. It's a great thing for the children.
And did you get a report on the ice skating on artificial ice? Did it feel like real ice to the kids?
No, because my daughter's nephew, he skated on real ice before and everything, and he said it was still fun, but he's never skated on plastic ice, but it was still fun. So he's got a story to tell his friends today.
Well, it looks like fun. The way I saw it, the more important thing here is that it's fun.
Yeah.
But the other part of this is just an observation. It seemed like skating on plastic, artificial ice, was just not as fast as skating on real ice. I've watched skaters. Of course, I couldn't skate if you paid me, But it seemed like they were having a good time, which is the most important part, right?
Yeah, because they allow 40 skaters on at a time, and you couldn't really skate fast because there were tiny, tiny children there. And then, of course, my nephew is 15, and then my daughter's nephew is 14. So they were very conscientious of the little children, so they didn't skate fast. They just went around because of the size of it. It wasn't, conducive to being a fast skater.
And how long do you get to skate when you're on the ice down
30 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, no, they have groups. You go there,
And how
rent the
much?
skates. It's $5
$5 for 30 minutes
per
of
person.
skating.
Yeah,
Wow, that's pretty good.
And you get the skates, so that was pretty fun.
Not bad.
Yeah, nice to watch them.
So the city's embracing the spirit. I think the folks who put together Light Up Ocala and the skating rink and the lights themselves, did an outstanding job last Saturday during Light Up Ocala. And of course, this weekend is the first weekend since Light Up Ocala where you can just, if the only day you have off is the Thanksgiving holiday, take some time after you're done shopping, just go put your feet up and enjoy the lights downtown.
Yeah.
If you can get over here to the mall, you get some hot chocolate too for free.
Oh yeah, it's excellent. I love hot chocolate
For
any time
another
of the day.
hour, right? Another hour and 15 minutes, right? Well, we had a guest who was going to be on, Devon Glover, known as the Sonnet Man. He is a rap artist, and he raps William Shakespeare's love sonnets set to the hip-hop, genre. And he does that to help raise awareness of different literature, specifically the William Shakespeare literature, and did not get a hold of him. So
Nope, we got a hold of his publicist, and she's working to get a hold of him.
busy.
So, yep.
Busy trying to get him. Right?
Exactly.
And I have to keep looking over my shoulder. Joe and Dan Martone have been up all night long. They've been reporting about the shopping situation here at the Paddock Mall. And from what they say, a lot of people showed up last night for the opening at 8 p.m. And from what they say, everybody was well behaved. Everybody was in good spirits. And Dan is working. You falling asleep yet, Dan? Dan's walking in right now.
Good. He's going to be
You're going to get a microphone over here. You falling asleep yet?
No, it's not bad. It's not too bad.
You were up all night long. Now, what was this? Was it cold last night out there?
No.
Well, you were in here.
Yeah, I was in here. Well, we walked out inside, but it wasn't too bad. It was chilly, but nice.
Now, on the streaming video, I saw the line, so everybody was very behaved, well behaved. Huh?
Yep. We haven't run into issues. We ran into some parking issues. Is the most we ran into
last night, huh?
No, today.
Today is the parking lot packed right now?
Here it's busy still. Here the parking lot. This one is probably the most busy out of all the parking lots. The East End is starting to slow down as far as parking in the places. The traffic has picked up. So people are out back on the roads. They're going back and forth. They're doing their regular Friday things. And the shopping portion has slowed down a lot.
Oh, really?
But here it's a little busier than most places. We have a lot more cars here than a lot of places are.
So did you have a hard time finding a place to park when you came back? I know you were out in East Ocala.
No. Yeah, we were okay when we got back here. We stopped off at Heathbrook, and it was a little tough parking there. We went into Dick's Sporting Goods, and they still have some golf balls on sale, actually. So we stopped in for the special there, and believe it or not, they still have plenty of quantities of things that we wouldn't expect them to have. So I took advantage of some of those.
So what's the report on the breakfast?
The breakfast. We stopped at this lovely little Irish place and had some Irish type food. They have these little drive-through things. There apparently there's a chain of them. McDa something. I don't know.
Okay, got it. Is that Irish or Scottish? Mick.
I don't know.
What is it, Rob? Mick is Irish and Mac is Scottish, right, Robert?
Yeah. Mick is Irish and Mac is Scottish.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yes, you should know that.
Yeah.
That would be in your repertoire.
And when you were observing the people shopping, did they have their children with them, or were they mostly adults shopping for the children?
Mostly adults. Yeah, you didn't see too many kids. And I got to say, that was kind of nice. That was actually not a bad thing. Not too many screaming children.
Really?
Now, we did not partake in the larger store that a lot of people partake of.
Oh, okay.
General.
Oh, the one that belonged to Mr. Wall?
Yes.
Okay.
There's lots of walls in this store. They're not green.
Now, you didn't go there because why? You just stayed away from
that
it?
place is a mess. I wouldn't.
Oh, it's way busy.
Yeah, it's way busy. It's just so many people, and they do have screaming children in there. I just don't partake in that one. I'm not a fan. Personal opinion only. Just not a fan.
Now, what do you think is a big item this year? I don't know. I mean, it seems like the TV.
Oh, you mean like Elmo?
Hard to believe.
Sing Along, Susie.
Yeah, is there anything in that category, in the actual child's toy category?
I don't know. I'm kind of out of that realm at this point.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know about that.
But what about in the adult category, like the TV?
Now the TVs, yeah, the tablets are huge this year. The tablets are flying off the shelf. You have tablets everywhere from $30 to $300. So the personal computing is going to the tablet. There's going to be a time and a point where there's going to be very few laptops around, other than for business and things like we do with graphic artists and audition and things.
All right, now I saw an ad for satellite radio, and it was like $12 for the receiver, and I thought, wow, they are really trying to get this thing still going.
Ridiculous. Satellite's just who would want to listen to satellite radio? You can have this kind of radio. It's terrible radio. Awful.
I've often thought about it, getting it, but I'm with you. I actually like terrestrial radio simply because it's localized.
It's free. That's the point. You still have to pay a monthly fee for satellite radio. It doesn't matter how the equipment can be free.
How much is it? Like
$10,
$8?
$12, $15 a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It used to be less expensive.
So but even if that wasn't an issue, I still think that satellite radio. Yeah, good job. Satellite radio. You're doing good out there, Doug. Doug's doing sign language.
He got a hat. Somebody gave him a hat.
Hey, you got an officer of the law behind you. You better be careful, sir.
Oh, somebody lost their hat. Okay. Oh, okay. If you came by and got some hot cocoa from Doug in the front here, he is holding up a hat. Somebody lost their hat. That's a nice hat. World War II veteran hat. They lost their hat.
Now everybody's going to come to Doug and say, hey, that's my hat.
I know, yeah. Well, it's got a name printed in it. So if you lost it, we'll know who you are. We're going to check your ID because it's got a name inside of it.
Yeah. All right. So where were we?
So were there a lot of clothing deals too?
There were tons
in the different stores.
Tons and tons and tons. Buy one, get two free, 50% off of this. You gotta take that with a grain of salt because some of the things say 60% off regular price of clearance. So it was a little peculiar because you have your clearance price. And then, wait, you get 60% off, but not of the clearance price, of the regular price, which the clearance price is already 60% off, so it's the same price.
So I went out for breakfast, and I got some eggs, and I took that with a grain of salt, too.
That's good. That's good. Although you shouldn't, really.
That's what everyone tells me, but
if you stick to one grain of salt, really, just one?
I can't imagine. No.
Just one grain, I guess you'd be okay.
Better than none.
How big is a grain of salt, though?
A tiny thing.
Is it? Yeah.
How was the attitude of
Pretty
the
good.
people? Sometimes they're not so nice.
Most of the time, they were pretty nice. The only kerfluckle, what do you want to call that?
I would call it a kerfluckle. Yeah.
Kerfluckle.
I would call it that.
We were in a parking lot, and two cars wanted the same spot, so they decided they were going to sit there and stare each other down while the other 10 people behind them.
Oh, no.
And so horns started honking, people started yelling, and I was just, oh, boy, wow. Really, guys? Just, it's a parking spot. Just drive around. You'll find another.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
We were down in...
Walking will do you good. It was a large lady. She needed to walk anyway.
we were down in, the Disney Village where
Yes.
I faked somebody out. There was a guy waiting for a spot, and I was in the perfect spot to take the spot, and I could see that guy. I put my blinker on just to fake him out, and he was looking at me like he was going to kill me.
Yeah.
And then when I finally had the opportunity to take it, and he couldn't have because there was another car in his way still, I just went past him.
Nice.
And then he was like, oh, you got me all upset for nothing. Put my blinker on.
Pushed his button.
Yeah, I did. I sure did.
Well, Disney's different, though. Disney, wow. Yeah, we've spent 30 minutes looking for a parking spot at downtown Disney before, especially at the holiday, right at the holiday.
Yeah.
Now is a great time to go down there, though, because it's before Christmas. Before Christmas, good time. After Christmas, not so good.
Why is that?
It's busy. Just so busy.
You mean as far as the theme parks?
Yeah.
Okay, now shopping in Disney, if we could talk about that for a second. Have you done that?
Oh, yeah, many times. Many times.
That always looks like fun.
It is.
I've never really done it.
It is. Well, you have to go to, we had season passes, so we would go into Disney, and the shops inside Disney are just fun to spend a day and just go shopping inside of Disney.
That is cool. And are they all Disney products? See, there used to be a magic shop in the Disney Village that wasn't necessarily selling Disney products, but the magicians were very skilled, and they could sell any magic trick because they pull it off so well. The only problem is they're not cheap. They're like $100 for some of those tricks.
Is my appointment here? Is that what that was?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
No, not yet.
Is my appointment here?
No, not yet. I guess they might be calling in, so we'll see.
Oh, our rap artist doing
Yeah.
Shakespeare. Okay.
I like the art displays though at Disney. That's really nice to walk through and see some of the magic that they can do with those.
Well, you know what gift Robin got one year was a Warner Brothers cell from a cartoon.
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs.
The cells are cool.
And you got that at a mall, not this mall.
No, at the Seminole Mall
Oh, okay.
in
Another.
South Florida, yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
another Simon property
And was that probably? They're all Simon properties, aren't they?
around here.
Yeah, and it was a cell for the Animaniacs with all 3 Animaniacs on there, and got it for my son about 18 years ago. So
Yeah.
he still has it, and
probably worth
it had the
something.
certificate
Oh,
of
yeah.
authenticity on the back, and it wasn't cheap, but he enjoys that type of stuff.
Now, what does that mean? It was a cell. Was that actually like one frame?
Yep.
And after they're done with it, they take one picture of it, and
Yep.
it becomes 1/26 of a second in the movie.
You got it. That's exactly right.
Wow, that's hard to believe.
And then you get that cell, and then they have to hand draw them. Some of them are pre-cells that don't have color in them. Some of them are black and white. Some of them are full color.
Do they still do it that way? They
No,
still
everything's animation now.
Well, that was
Computer animation. I'm
Computer
sorry.
generated. Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. Automation. Automated?
Generated.
Automatically generated animation.
Computer generated
okay.
animation.
All right.
CG.
CG. Okay.
That's what the CG
So,
stands for.
so the old time animators, one picture at a time. That's a thing of the past.
Thing of the past doesn't happen. It may be touch-ups. They may still do certain things to it to touch up some film, as in Photoshop. But even
Right.
in that, it's Photoshop. When they say Photoshop, it's on a computer. It's not done by hand.
So, is there anything as far as gift giving? Do you think somebody? How would you give an intangible gift? Like so many things are apps. Like let's say there is a film production app. That's probably our guest.
All right, let's check.
All
and
right,
see.
well, let's just back out here and make room for our guest. He's got some Shakespeare he wants to tell us about.
All right, we'll do that.
All right, we'll be right. Thank you,
Be right
Dan.
back. You got it, guys.
We'll be right back.
Bring a torch, Jeanette Isabella. Bring a torch to the cradle run. It is Jesus, good folk of the village. Christ is born, and Mary's calling. Ah, ah, beautiful is the mother. Ah, ah, beautiful is her son. It is wrong when the child is sleeping. It is wrong to talk.
All right, 5 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Better late than never. Devin Glover is on the phone. We've been looking forward to speaking to him. He's known as the Sonnet Man. He is a rap artist, and he's a writer and an entertainer, and it doesn't say teacher here, but he is teaching. He's teaching literature, Shakespeare to be specific. He does William Shakespeare's love sonnets in the hip-hop genre. He performs to help raise awareness of literature and in a way to introduce classical literature to a younger audience, which is pretty awesome. He'll tell you about a website he has as well, but we don't have much time today. Some issue with the phone, I guess. Devin Glover. Good morning, Devin.
Good morning, Larry. How's everything?
Pretty good. Where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Brooklyn, New York.
All right. So, were you Were you inspired by hip hop music first, or by Shakespeare first, or how did that come together?
Well, I'm my number one genre is hip hop. I love listening to hip hop music. I was always inspired by teaching, so I was asked to read to help students with Othello, and while relearning Shakespeare, at an older age, I realized that a lot of his work, a lot of his even more emotional parts of his play were written in pattern and were written in rhyme. So I just instantly connected it to the lyricists that we have, the poets and the rappers that we have today.
Oh, really? So the first time you did it, did you do it for a class or for a teacher? And did everybody get it? I mean, was everybody amazed that you could actually mix the two things?
Well, yeah, I did it for a class, and at first it was more for inspiration, just to show. I wanted to be, hip hop cliff notes for a group of high school students, and then I realized that why not try to start at an earlier age? Because I knew a lot of third and fourth graders that were able to recite hundreds of rap songs, but could not remember the lesson of the day. So I thought this would be another mnemonic device to get students to to learn Shakespeare at an earlier age, and I thought it would be a nice, innovative way.
Oh, nice.
And then are you there to explain the different scenarios that Shakespeare wrote about in the individual pieces?
Yes. So, once I break down my part, now the parts that I like to, I like to call myself a hip-hop Cliff Notes, but my parts are not like for 100% just for you to understand. It's more for inspiration to get you to open the book yourself and explore, the world of Shakespeare yourself. But I'm also there to break down line for line what Shakespeare is talking about. And we thought if they could understand the sonnets, something simple rather than throwing them a book, one of his long plays. At first, we thought this would be a great introduction.
Oh, wow. And do you have a favorite of the ones that you do?
Well, my favorite sonnet is Sonnet 130, My Mistress' Eyes, and that's just because he's talking about the back in the early 1600s, there were poets that were just talking about how their love interest was the apple of their eye, and they were flawless. And in Sonnet 130, he's talking about the flaws that his love has, but he still loves her no matter what, no matter if her breath stinks, no matter that her hair is, nappy or wiry, she needs blush, but he still loves her the way she is.
Wow, man, I could learn something from your sonnets, from your rap, I should say.
It just says that you're going to be performing at Stratford upon Avon in England, where William Shakespeare is born. How do you feel about being there?
Very much looking forward to that. I want to thank Michael Dobson for helping me out for inviting me to perform at such a secret place. I can't wait to see Shakespeare's birth town and be able to visit where he went to school at and where he used to watch theater at. I think that's an amazing step for the Sonnet Man. I think it would inspire me some more just to understand where Shakespeare was coming from.
It's interesting. I think the way that teachers tried to get students interested in Shakespeare in the past was through Romeo and Juliet, simply because when we're young, love is what we're all about. And all we want to do is fall in love.
Yeah.
And so Romeo and Juliet is a great starting point, I think. But you have figured out a way to perhaps introduce your audiences to things other than Romeo and Juliet. And that's probably, I'm guessing there are teachers right now who are probably looking into what you're doing and probably, do you have your work on tape or on CD or DVD?
Well, I do have the Sonnet Man CD where we composed a group of sonnets, and since there's 154 of them, I'm pretty sure it's going to be more to the collection. But we've created a group of sonnets that were personal to me, and I broke down and some of his more famous sonnets. And then also I've been asked by a few Shakespeare groups, and as well as teachers, to break down certain parts of Shakespeare's plays. Like, for instance, we wrote a breakdown to the monologue in Hamlet, To Be or Not to Be. I've also worked with a company called Salty Shakespeare, breaking down Richard III for a group of college students. So, when it comes to Shakespeare, the work is never done because he has so much, intriguing work that's used in classrooms and in movies today.
So, do you think we'll ever see an entire Shakespeare production done in the hip hop form?
Yes. Well, currently I'm working with my manager, R.G. Shaw. We're trying to develop a hip-hop musical for the Sonnet Man where we're just using his sonnets. But also, like I said, was working with company Salty Shakespeare. I was hired to do a hip-hop rendition of Richard III, because we had to fit the whole play into an hour and a half rather than the long 3 hour play. So I was able to give hip hop summaries about what was happening and break down some of the more complex parts of Shakespeare's plays.
Wow, very exciting, very innovative. Good for you, and congratulations on coming up with a really great idea, Devin. Devin, we started late, and I hope you understand that, but it was great anyway, even though it was short. The website we have is thesonnetmannyc.com. Is that correct?
Yes, we actually, to make it more simple, we just shortened it to sonnetman.com. But both websites work, but to make it easier, just sonnetman.com.
Okay, sonnetman.com. Okay. Devin Glover, thank you so much. I think you're on your way to something big, and thank you for sharing some of your time with us today.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Robin. Thank you to
to the town of Florida.
Thank you. Looking forward to hearing what you've done. We'll take a little break and we'll be right back.
Today in Florida Ag News from the Southeast AgNet, well, the Natural Resources Conservation Service in Florida invites agricultural producers interested in meeting their land management goals while protecting natural resources to an upcoming meeting. Florida NRCS Program Specialist Ken Morgan gives us the details regarding the State Technical Advisory Committee meeting.
On Tuesday, December the 3rd, and will be at the Florida Department of Agricultural and Consumer Service Doyle Connor Building Auditorium, and that's located in Gainesville, Florida at 1911 Southwest 34th Street, and it will start at 10 a.m. promptly.
Morgan says the goal of the meeting
It's an effort to assist the conservation producers with the land management goals and protecting their resources, natural resources. It will be chaired by Russell Morgan, who is the NRCS state conservationist. And basically the objective of this meeting is to provide an overview of the status of the NRCS conservation programs and also to solicit recommendations that private individual groups, diverse groups can establish, technical guidelines and such as that for the program criteria and the priorities in Florida that they're looking at.
And Morgan notes there is no sign-up required.
However, if they would like to do a presentation or something like that, they could contact Jeff Woods at 352-338-9515. But other than that, if they would like to show up, they're more than welcome to. It will be kind of an open session. There will be an agenda, and then it'll be open for questions and answers or anybody to express some concerns, so that Russell Morgan can take those under considerations as far as how we can implement any of those in the priorities for the state of Florida.
Again, that's Tuesday, December 3rd at the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, Doyle Connor Agricultural Building Auditorium. Julie McPeak with Southeast AgNet.
Thinking about friends and loved ones? Now is the time to visit Gem Galleria Jewelers, your full-service jeweler. With a gemologist on site to serve your every need and answer all your jewelry questions, Gem Galleria Jewelers is where to start and finish that Christmas list. Whether you're looking for cultured pearls, watches, diamond jewelry, or precious stones, Gem Galleria Jewelers is the place. Stop by today, 8441 Southwest Highway 200, Suite 101, on top of the world, and Merry Christmas.
Yes, George. George, you're all wet.
I went to Devon Self-Storage and put back my fishing gear.
Okay. You know Devon Self-Storage is open early and you had all day to bring your fishing gear back, and they're right across from Hobby Lobby.
I know. I have my own code to get into Devon Self-Storage, and their phone number, too, is 873-0777.
So why did you wait till it started raining?
I didn't. I slipped getting the boat out of the water.
Boat?
Bye!
George?
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information.
Hi, Robin. You look tired.
I am. I've been running all over town.
Why? Why not drive?
I need to get the stupid document notarized.
Well, that's easy. You need personal service.
Duh. That's what I've been looking for.
You need to go see Mark at the Personal Service Center. He can notarize that for you, make copies, fax it wherever, or send it out in the mail. Heck, he can even scan it and email it for you.
Really? Where is he at?
2375 Northeast 25th Avenue, on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street. You can call him at 789-6683.
Personal Service Center. Thanks, Larry.
If you haven't been downtown lately, then you haven't been to the all-new Corkscrew, a new place to make wine and now beer. Come check out the handcrafted wine and beer, sit out on our new outdoor patio, and enjoy the live music every Friday and Saturday night. And with the holidays just around the corner, the Corkscrew has you covered with the perfect unique gift idea, a custom wine that you make yourself. The Corkscrew also has a one-of-a-kind location that's the perfect environment for parties. So stop by today and see what's new at the Corkscrew, 16 Southwest Broadway, downtown Ocala.
The 39 Steps. Mysterious comedy or comic mystery? The Hitchcock-inspired spy thriller spoof, The 39 Steps, is fearfully fun from November 7th through December 1st, live on stage at the Ocala Civic Theater. When a woman is found murdered in a London apartment, the innocent man goes on the run in search for a shadowy organization called The 39 Steps, with the police hot on his trail from English music halls to the Scottish Highlands, with train chases and plane crashes along the way. This fast-paced whodunit is a dizzy delight, playing at the Ocala Civic Theater, The 39 Steps.
On Next Voice of Ocala, amusement park expert Peter Tribuca drops by the show. He's going to talk about the amusement parks and how they can enter into your holiday plans. Plus, City Councilman John McLeod from the city of Ocala to bring us up to date on Project Home Run and all that's going on with the Ocala Yankees. Plus, its Buddy Sports page will have the latest on all the world of sports, getting you ready for Florida State. All that and more on the Next Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're streaming live at WOCA.com, The Source.
Seth McBride here with Pastor Sports, inviting you to come down and check out our month-long Big Holiday Sale. You'll find huge discounts on our school spirit racks for local high schools, discounts on football equipment, baseball equipment, volleyball, and lots more. Check out our huge selection of Under Armour at huge discounted prices. Don't miss your chance to save this holiday season. Get the gear your kids want from Pastor Sports. Also, don't forget those customized items for this holiday season. Sale starts November 20th and ends December 20th. Pastor Sports, your local team dealer.
Christmas is coming, the bells are ringing, hope comes alive as music fills the air. Some say Christmas is for children, and I believe it's true. Can you hear the season calling to the child inside of you? Awaken from your slumber, come see with younger eyes, and be taken by the wonder.
All right, 8 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Black Friday morning. I see a lot of people out there shopping as we broadcast from the Paddock Mall. Doug is still out there giving away free hot chocolate. To be out there for another 50 minutes or so. And looks like we have a phone call here. Good morning, you're on the air.
Hey, good morning.
Is this Doug?
Yes, it is.
And are you having a good time serving the hot chocolate to everybody?
I guess I am.
Yeah, and how many cups of hot chocolate do you suppose you've given out so far?
Probably over a dozen right now.
Over a dozen? I think it would be more like over a couple of hundred, it looked like.
A couple of hundred or more.
Yeah, a couple of hundred and then a dozen, right? So how long are you going to be out? Is it hot out there or cold? What's the temperature like?
It is hot out here, but it's nice, cool, and crisp. The parking lot is getting full on this side.
Yeah.
And probably when it's going inside here in the mall.
All right, well, Christmas is coming, so make sure you get some shopping done before you leave the mall, okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks, Doug. We'll talk to you later. All right, we've got to move forward. We've got a guest coming up, Dr. John G. West. He's the vice president of the Discovery Institute, and C.S. Lewis, and intelligent design is his topic. In fact, there's a documentary he wants to tell us about that is where that is the focus of. We'll be right back.
Some say Christmas is for children, and I believe it's true. Can you hear the season calling to the child inside of you? Awaken from your slumber, come see with younger eyes, and be taken by the wonder that took the whole world by surprise. Christmas is coming, the bells are ringing, hope comes alive as music fills the air.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
ABC News Now, I'm Karen Chase. Target and Walmart are reporting strong sales already as the Black Friday shopping blitz begins. Target says toy and electronic deals are drawing people in. 140 million Americans are expected to spend some time shopping this weekend, either in stores or online, as the shopping season gets into full swing. Walmart says it's staggering its sales specials over several different hours to cut down on chaos. Not everyone is eating Thanksgiving leftovers or shopping. Walmart workers are staging protests outside a number of big box stores in cities nationwide, complaining of low wages. Authorities in Ohio say a car that slammed into a minivan was traveling up to 150 miles an hour as it was being chased by state troopers. The minivan burst into flames and both people inside were killed. The driver of the car suffered only minor injuries. A lost dog missing since a tornado ripped through Illinois over a week ago has been found alive under a pile of rubble and reunited with its owner. A friend told him on his Facebook page that Dexter the dog had been found where his apartment used to be. This is ABC News.
I walk my dog every day. We walk every morning. And I've got the best-looking dog in the neighborhood named Stanley. He's a collie mix.
Teddy is a rescue dog. He's a lab.
We meet the same people every day.
People comment about what a beautiful black coat he has.
They'll tell me, oh, he's so soft and he's so silky.
There's a difference when I compare Teddy to the other dogs.
And these dogs that have the brittle hair, it's coarse. It doesn't lay nice. It's not shiny. It's dull. I tell them about Dinovite.
DINOVITE.com.
859-428-1000. I've told them this is what I use.
The omega-3 fatty acids.
Flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa.
The digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food.
And it really made his coat shiny.
You know, it didn't take very long. They've got their nice, expensive jogging suit on, and their dog has their smooth, beautiful, soft, shiny coat. So now their dog looks just as good as they do.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Wear it, Florida. It'll be nice today. Sunshine mixing with some clouds. Just a spotty shower near the coast. High 69 to 75. Partly cloudy tonight. Low 50 to 65. Partly sunny tomorrow and Sunday with a spotty shower. High tomorrow 74 to 78. Sunday's high 75 to 80. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Steve Travis.
Here are today's headlines from the source WOCA. SpaceX hopes its Falcon 9 rocket is ready for a third launch attempt within a few days after coming within 1 second yesterday on Thanksgiving Day for a blastoff from Cape Canaveral. The rocket's 9 first-stage engines fired at 5:39 p.m. yesterday, but shut down when computers sensed their thrust was building up too slowly. The countdown was restarted in an effort to pull off a launch before the window closed at 6:44 p.m., but engineers ran out of time to analyze data from the engine cutoff and called off the attempt within a minute. No new date was immediately set for the launch of SES-8, a communications satellite owned by Luxembourg-based SES. SpaceX is trying to launch an upgraded version of the Falcon 9 that has flown only once before on a September test flight from California. This mission would be the company's first of a commercial satellite after several successful deliveries of cargo to the International Space Station launched by the original Falcon 9. A Florida woman who was sentenced to 20 years for firing a gun to scare off her alleged abusive husband has been released from prison as she awaits a new trial, according to a statement from her attorney. Marissa Alexander was released Wednesday night, according to attorney Bruce Zymet. Last month, an appellate court ordered a new trial for Alexander. The case will be retried because the jury had incorrect directions, according to the ruling. Alexander's case gained the attention of civil rights leaders who say nobody was hurt and the sentence for the mother of 3 was too harsh. The case shined the spotlight on Florida's Stand Your Ground law after she unsuccessfully argued before her 2012 trial that she was immune to prosecution because of the law. According to court paperwork filed in Duval County, Alexander was granted a pretrial release with special conditions and a $150,000 bond. Alexander will be under electronic monitoring at all times and on home detention until the completion of her case, according to documents from the state. A campaign supporting Alexander said that she was back home with her family. The Florida Department of Health's WIC Women, Infants, and Children program will be switching from checks to EBT, the electronic benefit transfer cards, effective February 3rd. WIC is a federally funded program that provides the following services at no cost: healthy foods, nutrition education and counseling, breastfeeding support, and referrals for health care. Eligible women and children participating in the WIC program currently receive food checks for special nutritious food items that may be redeemed at most local grocery stores. For additional information, call the local WIC office at 352-771-5533. 59. Once billed as the comet of the century, Comet Ison apparently was no match for the sun. Scientists say images from NASA spacecraft showed the comet approaching for a slingshot around the sun yesterday, but just a tail of dust coming out on the other side. Astronomer Phil Plait said it wouldn't be all bad news, though, if the 4.5 billion-year-old space rock broke up into pieces, because astronomers might be able to study those pieces and learn more about comets. The comet was 2/3 of a mile wide as it got within 1 million miles of the sun, which in space terms basically means grazing it. Comet Ison was first spotted by a Russian telescope in September last year. Made up of loosely packed ice and dirt, it was essentially a dirty snowball from the Oort cloud, an area of comets and debris on the fringes of the solar system. 2 years ago, a smaller comet, Lovejoy, grazed the sun and survived, but fell apart a couple of days later. And those are the headlines from The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Thinking about friends and loved ones? Now is the time to visit Gem Galleria Jewelers, your full-service jeweler. With a gemologist on site to serve your every need and answer all your jewelry questions, Gem Galleria Jewelers is where to start and finish that Christmas list. Whether you're looking for cultured pearls, watches, diamond jewelry, or precious stones, Gem Galleria Jewelers is the place. Stop by today, 8441 Southwest Highway 200, Suite 101, on top of the world, and Merry Christmas. Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 a.m. and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Well, the holidays are coming, and it's got me so upset. See, I've got a burning question, and nobody's answered yet. Good girls get toys for Christmas, but Santa, what do bad girls get? Do you cross me off your list for flirting and for teasing? Yes, I pouted and I cried, but I had a real good reason. Oh, I've got a burning question nobody's answered yet. Oh, come on. Good girls get toys for Christmas, but Santa, what do bad girls get?
We don't know, Robin. We don't know what bad girls get.
No. This is a fun sounding song, though.
Although, if you come to the WOCA Christmas party, maybe I'll help you understand what a bad girl gets.
What an invitation that is. That is
right.
I would take you.
Everybody knows where he's going. Yeah, come on. Yeah, right. Come on. All right, we are inviting you to the WOCA Christmas party. It's actually a fundraiser for the Operation Feed 100, and it's going to be at the Appleton Museum of Art, December 21st, from 6:30 till 8:30. The entire WOCA staff will be there. There will be food, and there will be music provided by the musicians from the Ocala Symphony Orchestra, who will be stationed throughout the first floor of the museum. Bringing some classical music to a classic environment. And you at the eating area, if you're familiar with the museum, you know there's an eating area on the first floor, and we'll be there. We'll be eating, we'll be partying, we'll be having our Christmas get-together, and we would like you to join us as well. Now, it is $20, and that $20 will help raise money for the Operation Feed 100 effort that is each year put on by Kelly Hart and some of her friends and colleagues. If you would prefer, you can bring a new unwrapped toy here to the studios of WOCA at the Paddock Mall and make sure that toy is worth at least $10, and then your ticket is only $10. How about that? Please RSVP as soon as you can. There's limited seating, and this thing is happening December 21st, 4 days, before the big day that they're all out there buying stuff for right now. We would love to see you, and the whole thing will, in the end, feed people who can't feed themselves. 100. The Feed 100, the Operation Feed 100 group is what this is about.
Mhm.
And, of course, the children of those people will get the toys that we're collecting as well.
Yeah.
So give us a call, 732-8000, if you'd like to be in on this one, or you can go to WOCA.com and fill out whatever Dan Martone has there so you can join us, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a fun evening. Can't wait.
Should be fun.
Yeah, certainly
Should be
looking
fun.
forward to the symphony.
The year's almost over, and hey, it's that lady again, wondering what do bad girls get.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you know who this is? This is
No.
Joan Osborne. Remember Joan Osborne?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Years ago?
Wow. I like her voice.
All right, we'll be right back. We're going to have fun with Joe in about, 30 minutes or so?
I think so.
Not even, about 15 minutes.
No.
We'll be right back.
Do you cross me off your list for flirting and for teasing? Yes, I pouted and I cried, but I had a real good reason. Oh, I've got a burning question nobody's answered yet. Oh, come on. Good girls get toys for Christmas, but Santa, what do bad girls get?
Habitat for Humanity of Marion County is a ministry dedicated to improving lives by providing affordable and decent housing. Help them help others by visiting the Habitat for Humanity Ocala home store on Northwest 27th Avenue. To schedule a donation, give them a call and they'll come and pick it up. For more information, visit habitatocala.org. Habitat for Humanity of Marion County, building homes, building hope, building community.
Hi, Carl Champley here. Join me every Saturday afternoon for DIY Live, your complete guide to getting that DIY project started and finished the right way.
And when you need the right product for that do-it-yourself project, visit the DIY Home Center outlet right here in Ocala, just 2 miles east of I-75 on Northwest 10th Street. From carpet to doors to real wood cabinets, visit the DIY Home Center outlet today and tune in to DIY Live.
That's DIY Live Saturdays right here on WOCA, The Source.
Looking for hand-cut steaks or just plain good food made from scratch daily? Then head over to Cody's Original Roadhouse for a fun, casual, family-friendly meal. Plus, don't miss the best happy hour with 2 for $1, everything from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day, including Top Shelf. Unwind and watch your favorite college or pro team on one of our many high-def TVs. Cody's, you won't go home hungry or broke. You'll just go home happy. Cody's Original Roadhouse, where quality and value come together.
Experience Christmas at Gaylord Palms, November 23rd through January 5th with Ice, featuring Frosty the Snowman. Join Frosty, everyone's favorite snowman, in a colorfully frozen retelling of this original Christmas classic. Relive your favorite scenes, hand-carved in more than 2 million pounds of ice sculptures and slides, plus the all-new Artisans in Action Live Ice Carving Zone and the awe-inspiring Nativity in Ice. For tickets and packages, visit christmas@gaylordpalms.com.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information.
Hi, I'm Yvette, and I'm here to tell you a few things about ABC Frederick's Appliance. They sell not only new, but used guaranteed appliances. When you call ABC Frederick's Appliance, they will provide service on what they sell and any appliances that you own. ABC Frederick's Appliance is located in Bellevue, right over the railroad tracks. Call 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. ABC Frederick's Appliance.
News Talk 1370. WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults. So use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000. 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370 WOCA.
Hey, I'm Gary.
And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Sweet potatoes versus yams. That story coming up on This Land of Ours.
I'm a botanist. I'm a scientist. And an activist. I'm a mechanic. I'm pragmatic. And a weather-watching fanatic. I'm a caretaker. A hayraker. And a no BS taker. I'm a slow walker. A slower talker. And a 10-point buck stalker. I'm a provider. I'm a decider. And an ATV rider. I'm a miller, a tiller, and a grain bin filler. I'm no charmer. I'm a farmer. But the most important handle I ever had is Dad.
You're a parent first, farmer second. Do all you can to make your farm safe for children. Visit cultivatesafety.org for help protecting the most important thing you will ever raise.
Well, as we rub our bellies and reflect over that Thanksgiving meal, one of the traditional favorites that most likely graced the table was sweet potatoes, or perhaps you opted for yams. One and the same, you say? Not so, says Extension expert Jennifer Fishburne.
Sweet potato is actually a root. It's an expanded root, and a yam is a tuber. But the biggest difference that we know is that they are actually two separate vegetables from two separate families, so they're not even related. The yam actually grows in the tropics. You may find it occasionally in southern tips of the United States, people trying to grow it, but it is grown in the tropics, whereas sweet potatoes grow quite nicely throughout most of the United States, particularly the southern states.
But if you didn't know the difference, Fishburne says not to be too hard on yourself, as it's a common misconception, since they are both Thanksgiving classics and prepared similarly, but notes that they do differ in taste, texture, and appearance. Julie McPeak with Southeast AgNet.
ABC News Now, I'm Karen Chase. Target and Walmart are reporting strong sales already as the Black Friday shopping blitz begins. Target says toy and electronic deals are drawing people in. 140 million Americans are expected to spend some time shopping this weekend, either in stores or online, as the shopping season gets into full swing. Walmart says it's staggering its sales specials over several different hours to cut down on chaos. Not everyone is eating Thanksgiving leftovers or shopping. Walmart workers are staging protests outside a number of big box stores in cities nationwide, complaining of low wages. Authorities in Ohio say a car that slammed into a minivan was traveling up to 150 miles an hour as it was being chased by state troopers. The minivan burst into flames and both people inside were killed. The driver of the car suffered only minor injuries. A lost dog missing since a tornado ripped through Illinois over a week ago has been found alive under a pile of rubble and reunited with its owner. A friend told him on his Facebook page that Dexter the dog had been found where his apartment used to be. This is ABC News.
I walk my dog every day.
We walk every morning.
And I've got the best-looking dog in the neighborhood named Stanley. He's a collie mix.
Teddy is a rescue dog. He's a lab.
We meet the same people every day.
People comment about what a beautiful black coat he has.
They'll tell me, oh, he's so soft and he's so silky.
There's a difference when I compare Teddy to the other dogs.
And these dogs that have the brittle hair, it's coarse. It doesn't lay nice. It's not shiny. It's dull. I tell them about Dinovite.
DINOVITE.com.
859-428-1000.
I've told them this is what I use.
The omega-3 fatty acids.
Flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa.
The digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food.
And it really made his coat shiny.
You know, it didn't take very long. They've got their nice, expensive jogging suit on, and their dog has their smooth, beautiful, soft, shiny coat. So now their dog looks just as good as they do.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Wear it, Florida. It'll be nice today. Sunshine mixing with some clouds. Just a spotty shower near the coast. High 69 to 75. Partly cloudy tonight. Low 50 to 65. Partly sunny tomorrow and Sunday with a spotty shower. High tomorrow 74 to 78. Sunday's high 75 to 80. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Steve Travis.
Here are today's headlines from the source WOCA. SpaceX hopes its Falcon 9 rocket is ready for a third launch attempt within a few days after coming within 1 second yesterday on Thanksgiving Day for a blastoff from Cape Canaveral. The rocket's 9 first-stage engines fired at 5:39 p.m. yesterday, but shut down when computers sensed their thrust was building up too slowly. The countdown was restarted in an effort to pull off a launch before the window closed at 6:44 p.m., but engineers ran out of time to analyze data from the engine cutoff and called off the attempt within a minute. No new date was immediately set for the launch of SES-8, a communications satellite owned by Luxembourg-based SES. SpaceX is trying to launch an upgraded version of the Falcon 9 that has flown only once before on a September test flight from California. This mission would be the company's first of a commercial satellite after several successful deliveries of cargo to the International Space Station launched by the original Falcon 9. A Florida woman who was sentenced to 20 years for firing a gun to scare off her alleged abusive husband has been released from prison as she awaits a new trial, according to a statement from her attorney. Marissa Alexander was released Wednesday night, according to attorney Bruce Zymet. Last month, an appellate court ordered a new trial for Alexander. The case will be retried because the jury had incorrect directions, according to the ruling. Alexander's case gained the attention of civil rights leaders who say nobody was hurt and the sentence for the mother of 3 was too harsh. The case shined the spotlight on Florida's Stand Your Ground law after she unsuccessfully argued before her 2012 trial that she was immune to prosecution because of the law. According to court paperwork filed in Duval County, Alexander was granted a pretrial release with special conditions and a $150,000 bond. Alexander will be under electronic monitoring at all times and on home detention until the completion of her case, according to documents from the state. A campaign supporting Alexander said that she was back home with her family. The Florida Department of Health